One.
Hello, people. Welcome to the Delegate Wranglers live show again. It's me and Dom again. How are you, Dom?
I'm very well. How are you, sir?
Really good. Really good, all things considered, considering that bombshell we got on Saturday night.
I mean, was it that much of a bombshell?
It
was an expected bombshell, wasn't it?
Yeah, we all knew about it about 5 days before.
I was sitting watching the press conference thinking, they're presenting all of the data that BBC's been talking about for the last 2.5 hours.
I know.
It could have saved us all the hassle.
I know. Absolutely madness. Anyway, we're not here to talk about that. We are here to talk about our latest show. We have called it, well, I have called it,
Go on then.
Adapt, Reinvent and Thrive. And yeah, it's basically all about, well, I suppose it's to do with things that happened on Saturday night. It's about how we as people and business people have had to adapt, reinvent ourselves if needed, or slightly or a lot, and then hopefully come out of this thriving as well. It is difficult to see past that at times, but there are people who are doing it or who are about to do it, and I'm sure there are people who are considering it as well. So we are going to be talking later on to two fantastic Delegate Wranglers who are big supporters of the group, and you probably will know them. Jan Denning of the Hospitality Partnership and Joshua Angell of Boxzd, his new company is called, or formerly of Angel, I think it was Hospitality. So I hope we're going to have a great session talking to them, Dom, about all, how they've changed and what they've had to do.
Yeah, I think we will. I don't think there's many people left in the group that won't have in some way had to adapt how they're earning money this year. And that's thrown up opportunities and it's thrown up challenges. And I'm sure there's been a lot of tears and heartache on both sides of that. But as a resilient bunch of people, we are finding ways to keep ourselves going and keep busy. And it will be really nice to talk to a couple of people that have done it, as well as others that might join in during the show. Yeah,
it's going to be, a really interesting show. I mean, the point of it is that we can all learn a bit from this as well. Everybody's got some little nuggets of information. And so I'm going to chuck it out there right now. We want this to be a really interactive show. We want people to drop us questions in the chat. So we even do a phone-in, another 1980s style phone-in.
I think this is the fourth one of the phone-ins that we've done, and they've always worked in the past. I mean, at one point we had 5 or 6 people queued up on the phone last time. We didn't get to them all. So let's see what happens. I'm certainly not going to put my number out yet. And do you know what? I may as well, just for absolute clarity's sake, there is a chance that we're going to get a phone call that's nothing to do with the show.
Please let that happen. Please let Dom's glass man call.
All of these calls are being routed through my mobile, but we are also expecting the delivery of a pane of glass for the new studio that we're building. And he's going to call my mobile at some point when he's delivering this afternoon. So
listen, if he calls, he has to explain how he's adapted. That's the rules. Oh, please let him call.
I'm kind of hoping it happens, but I'll be mortified if it does.
With the thought this through, could have got somebody to prank call you, Dom. Oh, the opportunities are endless here. Anyway. So as usual, we are live on all our normal channels. I'm getting a bit bored of naming them all now, but there's lots of different channels you can watch.
Let's do it. LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram. We're not live on Instagram. That's the wrong side, basically, is what I've done there. We are live on Facebook. We're live on LinkedIn. We're live on Twitter, and we are live on my LinkedIn profile. So wherever you are, wherever you're watching, do say hello. It would be very nice to hear what you're doing, what you're up to. But also, please get involved in the show this week. And while I'm talking about it, please also make sure that you subscribe to the Delegate Wranglers on YouTube, which is when we'll post all of the content that we produce on these shows. There's a ton of information out there for people across the events industry. So please do go have a look at that.
Right, I'm going to say something now. If 10% of this group would subscribe to us on YouTube, it would make a massive difference to us in terms of being able to grow the show, grow what we do, grow our profile. And all it takes, guys, is for you to just click on subscribe. I mean, and it's not even like it's a hardship. You're going to be getting some great information. And the more people we've got on there, the bigger we can grow, the more fantastic features we can bring you. I only need like 10% of the people who are in this group to click on that. So if you've got 10 seconds, guys, please. This sounds like I'm being really desperate, doesn't it? I'm not being desperate.
Down there, just point to it. I can't even get my fingers in the right place. I just hit the mic.
I can't.
It is down there somewhere.
Yeah. Just click on that, guys, and please follow us on YouTube, because it would really make a difference to us. Okay.
Yeah.
Over. That's over now. Selling point's over. So big thanks to you, Dom, and the stream team, and also Events Case for doing a fantastic
very welcome.
work. We're going to be talking a bit about the Christmas party a bit later on in the show, but I can't wait to bring you news about that, guys. So we do some shout outs. We've got about 18 people watching on YouTube. Hello, guys. Please say hello. Where are you
saying hello on YouTube?
Sorry.
Is anyone saying hello on YouTube?
We've got somebody called Magnificent Events saying hello at the moment.
Oh, hello, Magnificent Events on YouTube.
What a brilliant! I love that name, by the way.
Shameless plug.
A shameless plug. And we've got some usual people watching on
your
turn.
Susan Avery, it's good afternoon where we are. I don't know where you are, Susan. Anika, nice to see you, Anika. Kate Plowright. What's that? You can hear that, right, Neil?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm assuming that's coming from one of either Josh or Jan's.
It's not me.
Liz Johnson from Wild and Wet Cornwall. Linda Elsden, hello everybody. Kate Plowright again. Felicity Berry, Karen Edwards, Mandy Jennings, Swati Sharma. Nice to see you back, Swati. Haven't seen you for a while. Sarah Matthews, Mandy Jennings again. Liz Johnson, Susan Avery again. Nikki Gibson, Susan Brogan, Anna Wilson. Susan Avery is in the USA, which is why it's morning for her.
Yes.
Where in the USA are you, Susan? You could qualify for the furthest viewer away this week. So do let us know. We'll keep an eye on that. Neil, is there anyone else saying hello on YouTube?
Yes, we got Rachel Hamilton, Frank Trevino. Hi, Frank. Marie Barriere. Hello, Marie. And Dawn Kipping. So yeah, lots of people watching. Really good to have you all on the show. As I say, please let's get involved with the show. Let's see if we can all end up knowing a little bit more, learning something new, feeling a bit more confident.
One more hello, because I just checked LinkedIn and Jack Saywood's watching. Afternoon, Jack. Very nice to see you.
Hello, Jack. You're all right. By the way, guys, I'm going to be throwing up some polls. I know some of you have just already filled that one in. How are you feeling today? 71% of people said good, all things considered. So that's a good start, eh?
A good start.
Very positive start. Right. Shall we get into it, Dom?
Yeah. Why not?
Yeah. Why not? And why not? So, without any further ado, I would like to introduce our two fantastic guests who've been on the Delegate Wranglers for quite a while and use the group all the time. We've got Jan Denning and we've got Joshua Angell. Hiya, Jan. How are you?
Hi, everyone. And can I just send everybody a massive, massive hug, because we're in this together and we will come through it and we will survive, because we're all just amazing.
Lovely. Follow that, Josh.
I don't know how I can follow that, but yeah, hello everyone. How are we all doing?
Yeah, and we've already.
Josh
can't hug. He's in a helicopter. So.
I think that noise earlier was me. I've got like a little sandwich van behind me that playing a little tune.
I've just told that you were in a helicopter, Josh. Flipping heck.
Yeah. Not quite that glamorous, but there you go.
So, guys, if I start with you, Jan. Obviously, we've known each other now for a little while on the group, a couple of years or so. I know what kind of person you are. I know you're a very, very upbeat, positive person. How's this year been for you? And what have you had to do? What was the first part that you had to do to kind of make yourself think about adapting your business?
Okay, I think it's been really tough for everybody, if we're honest. And certainly I found it tough. And before I did adapt the business, I was just working with different hotels and venues, helping them with their sales and business development. Happy doing that. And my customers were happy as well. And that all stopped. Now, if I'm really honest, what happened then was I totally withdrew. I go online very much. I wasn't doing any live broadcast. I just felt really low, and I rarely get low. I'm a fortunate one. Yeah. And I just really, really withdrew. And I had a lot going on at home as well. And then May came around. I thought, I need to earn some money. I need to pull my act together. And what am I going to do now? And it was also, I saw this like sadness, really, that people I've known for years, some associates, connections, and many friends kind of losing their jobs through no fault of their own because of the current circumstance. My first reaction was like, how can I help these people? I thought, I'm no one. How can I possibly help these people?
Yeah.
These good people that have so much to give. And then I thought, actually, no, I could help them, because if they're looking for a different way of working, we could all just work for ourselves and provide sales and business development outsource resource for hotels, venues, hospitality businesses, because they like still need that. They still need that. Just put this simple ad in LinkedIn, wasn't expecting an awful lot, overwhelmed by the support for it. And then it grew organically, where we started to talk to other people like revenue management, procurement, financial control, social media, PR, licensing. And all of these people needed to come together to work in true partnership, which I've always believed in, and working through collaboration and become this resource for hotels, venues, hospitality that could no longer afford, again, through no fault of their own, to be able to pay a permanent member of staff for 5 days a week. So it was helping everybody. It really was a win-win-win. And that's kind of where we are now. So I'll shut up if that's all.
No, that's really interesting to see how you've got to that point. Josh, if I could just bring you in now. I know obviously you were probably the busiest man on the Delegate Wranglers, I would say. Before lockdown. Do you want to tell us a bit about what you were doing before and how you've had to adapt?
Yeah, so our kind of business was all about logistics, transport, very, very specific to events, exhibitions, and live music. And that I suppose really for us, we are all about kind of providing that specialist service that a generic courier or transport provider can't do.
But you were very flexible. You would very rarely say no to anything.
Some really random stuff that I think that's what set us apart, really. And also the kind of the emergency response stuff. We all know what exhibitions are like when something goes wrong and there's too much stock left over, or there's a D-rig issue or whatever that may be, and we can kind of.
There were a lot of, I remember a lot of emergency calls, and people would just be recommending you need something at Glasgow tomorrow night. Call Josh.
So that sort of stuff, and then throughout Europe, really, on the live music side, full trucking for tours and festivals. And like you say, really busy. So I think I think it was 329 nights in hotels last year.
Wow.
Or certainly nights away, should we say, which was just crazy from growing the business from sort of 2016 to get to that point last year where we were so busy that I was actually myself away that much, and all the guys were kind of very busy, which was great, and kind of set ourselves up really, really well for a really busy summer this year, with some investment in vehicles and all sorts of stuff. To then obviously see what happened in February. March, but February for us was when most of our major clients pulled 2020 contracts. So an interesting landscape, really, in that respect.
So did you instantly overnight, lose all your clients and suddenly think, oh my God, I've got to do something to change?
Yeah, so we were having calls in late January, early February from a lot of our American clients that were pulling, particularly in the music side, the major tours and stuff were pulled way before public announcements were made, obviously. But yeah, we were sort of having that conversation. I think probably the first week of February, about 75% of future bookings were cancelled with us.
Wow.
So that was about the time frame for that side of things.
Gosh, I mean, so what is it you've moved on to doing now, Josh? Want to give us a quick overview?
Yeah. So I kind of, I don't want to say twiddled my thumbs, but kind of, I think like everybody was optimistic about things coming back. You know, if you remember, we were talking about July, then August, and and I think so. We were kind of optimistic at that stage that we would get some action, but obviously then it got to probably September, and internally in the business, we thought, what should we do to adapt really, and massive boom naturally in virtual events happening. And I kind of, saw an expansion in the sort of sending out of kits and cocktail kits and all that kind of stuff to delegate homes. And I just kind of thought, I bet these people are having a nightmare with logistics and couriers, because they're not the easiest. It's not the easiest sector to deal with, and it gets quite complicated, particularly with overseas and things like that. Yeah. So I thought, what if we do something specific to virtual events that we can provide that service for from a transport and shipping and fulfillment side, and essentially Boxzd was born overnight really, and that's kind of what we set up and have pushed, and we've put in all kinds of things in the business now to facilitate that.
So when did you actually start?
So we sort of quietly went live about 6 weeks ago. And then about 4 weeks ago is when we launched properly with the branding and everything. So, really, really new, but, backed up with the infrastructure of the existing business. So,
you weren't starting from like a fresh in delivering and doing logistics.
Yeah, of course. So, I'm not, just to be clear, it's not a we've set up 4 weeks ago and we're all of a sudden doing, I think, we're looking at about 25,000 boxes going out in November. Wow. In terms of infrastructure, we had some of that in place already, but yeah, 4 weeks really since the Boxzd brand itself has been live in the marketplace.
So Jan, just coming back to you, how long, when did you actually start? When did you press the button and think, right, this is, the direction we're going in now?
Really, when I was seriously doing it, when I could see there was an absolute need for this service, an absolute need to help people, and an absolute need for the hotels and venues to have some kind of resource. And I was realizing that a lot in June. So then I started to pull the partners together. And do you know what? It was the easiest thing I've ever done, because people genuinely believe in this service that we can do. It truly is a win-win solution during this time, which is great. And it makes me feel really good as well to be able to do something that's actually worthwhile. It allows hotels, venues, hospitality businesses to still operate, to still try and achieve whichever budget they've put in place now.
Yeah.
Make it more affordable, because we're flexible, that we can work with them for 1 day a week, 2 days a week, whatever they need. It's about that customer, and it's win-win-win, because we win, our partners win, and the businesses that we're helping will win. So it just feels really good to do that. So we did the soft launch about a month ago, and the website's nearly done now, and then we're going out with the big launch. But we've got most of the partners all in place now, and I'm just overwhelmed with the quality and the professionalism of the people that have been in their field for a long time. So we know, hand on heart, we'll be able to offer a really, really good service. So yeah.
So what we'll do, guys, as well, for both of you, we will make sure we put all your contact details on so people can find out a bit more. I'll do that in the wrap up afterwards. We post something up a couple of hours later after the show. So we'll make sure we've got everything on there, about how people can find out a bit more about what you guys are doing. So everybody watching, I would just like to throw it out to you guys. I've just put a poll in on the group. which some of you completed. Thank you. Have you considered changing direction for your business? 44% people said yes, thinking about it. 50% said yes, I've already done it, and 6% said no. So if you have already done it, do you want to tell us a bit about what you've done? Let us know, or do you want to call in? We can definitely. We'd love to talk to you, wouldn't we, Dom?
My number is up on the screen now, 07989 555 775. You are going to be in competition with the glass delivery man. However,
please let him call.
Do call. We want to know your story. Tell us how you've adapted your business, what you've changed. Have you completely changed? Have you not just adapted what you were doing, but have you actually had a complete change of career in some ways? Tell us about it. Give us a call. We do want to hear a few examples from you. It would be great to hear from some of you. 07989 555 775.
One person I know who's constantly adapting is Craig McGee. Craig is watching the show. Craig,
is he?
Give us a ring, Craig, because you are adapting every week. I know what you're like.
He phoned in last time as well, so let's see if he actually listens.
Yeah. He's just watching us. Watching us for the eye candy, Dom. That's what it is.
That's what it is.
Yeah. Definitely not me. So, Josh, if I can just come back to you.
Sorry, no, right.
Go on,
hey, call in with something then, please. 07989 555 775.
Right. So, Josh, just coming back to you.
Yeah.
What have been the challenges? Were you nervous about having to set up a new business, if you like? Were you cautious about it?
I think there was a few. I think just generally speaking, without going into specifics about the new business and the challenges there, but I think it was very much a case of, I suppose, wanting to keep hold of the existing. Oh, I mean, we still have, but we've got a brand that we've built up, and people kind of know me for. And what I was kind of conscious of was setting a new brand up within it, and then people getting a bit confused and stuff like that. I think we've managed it pretty well, so I'm quite pleased with that. But I think that was a fear initially, and sort of saying, whilst our sort of transport company from a trucking side is quite quiet at the moment, we do still have customers that are talking to us about projects. And
you don't want to lose your identity, I guess.
Yeah, and I wanted to sort of still be there for those customers that are coming in with, Christmas 2022 and things like that. Which by the way, we are still fully operational. If you want 10 Arctic trucks next week, I can get you them. But just that identity thing, like you say, was a concern. But I think we've got the balance right in that respect at the moment.
Can you deliver some glass to Dom? He's waiting. So
not arrived yet. Yeah, I'm sure we can. We could do.
It's going to be a theme this, Dom.
Yeah, I know.
You're such a pain. Oh, sorry.
Anyway, who's on screen and who isn't, Neil, right?
Anyway, same question to you, Jan. Obviously, you've changed what you're doing. So was it a concern that you're going to lose your kind of identity, all that hard work you built up to, what you're doing, to suddenly change it? And I know yours is kind of more of a subtle change than Josh's.
Yeah, it was a subtle change. It's just enhancing what we originally had and listening to the market and offering more solutions really for business. So that bit wasn't a worry at all, because I thought, and I had to put my kind of venue hat on as well as a commercial person. I thought, would I use this service of this talent bank of outsourced resource? And absolutely I would. I absolutely would. My challenges were finance, because I'd stopped earning from March, so that was certainly a challenge, because whilst it's not costing a fortune, it's still costing money when there's no money coming in right now with websites and all of that. So that was a challenge. And also challenges in not motivation really, but this mood of up and down. One day I would be like a bottle of pop or champagne, but fizzing and like really going for it. And then the next day I'd wake up and think, what's the point? What's the point? And I don't mean that at all, because I absolutely, believe in this, but it has been, and I call it like the Corona coaster of a ride, and that's how it feels. And just hold on tight, hold on tight. But that's been the biggest challenges for me. Yeah.
I think it's not to be sniffed at as well. The kind of the confidence it takes to start a new business. You know, at any time, like generally, we're all own our own business, us four. But you know, any time to start a new business, but to start a new business during these times is really difficult. You know, really takes a lot of mental fortitude. And like you say, not everything goes your way, and you might open your doors and then nothing happens. You know, you've got a great idea and it's not your fault. All you can do, I guess, is just keep doing really quality stuff and just keep putting yourself out there.
You just have to keep researching and keep talking to people, and we're doing that a lot. And without any exception at all, the response for it has been like, this is a brilliant idea. And then I've shot myself and I think, oh my God, yeah, it really is. Really is a brilliant idea. And I wish I could have said that, I've planned this for years and years, because I haven't. It was really from watching the market and speaking to people that it's evolved because people want it, or they say that they want it. And it, again, back to the partners, the quality of the partners that we've got in the partnership is just mind-blowing, just really, really good. In fact, you mentioned a couple of names, so if there's anybody else, I apologize, but there's Frank from LSS Group, who's partnering us for licensing, merchant services and accounting. And then Magnificent, Lisa from Magnificent, they're doing event management for us and venue finding for us, and Gail. So yes, there's already some partners listening to this, which is great.
Some of those guys are watching on YouTube, by the way. So hello to everybody over there. So Josh, what's next for you guys then? What's your plans? You know, with Boxzd. Keep growing it. You know, it's certainly going to be around for the foreseeable future.
Yeah, I think absolutely keep growing it. As I say, I've been amazed at the kind of the level of interest in the proposition and orders and what we're doing now. You know, we're fully operational now. We're already shipping a significant amount of boxes to virtual events across the world.
Yeah.
As I say, November, I think we've already got about 25,000 boxes going out, which is just incredible, really. So that's good.
What's your role in that? Are you literally just delivering them, or are you doing the fulfillment and the assembly of the boxes too?
Yeah, so it's a real mix, because we're kind of very customer specific. So we've got a few products that we offer, and that ranges from simply picking up 500 boxes from a client and then shipping those, to full sort of sourcing and fulfillment, where we do branded packaging, all the fulfillment in terms of pack and pick, customs documentation and shipping. So there's a scalable product there. If someone just wants a UK next day shipping product, we'll do that. We'll pick it up in one collection on pallets, and we'll make sure that that's labelled and shipped to the 500 addresses, or, as I say, the full fulfillment side. So we've got that. But yeah, just to keep growing it, really. I think who knows what's going to happen, virtual events next year. You know, we all know that a real live event is the best thing, and you know, I don't want, you know, I want to say passionately that, having been in the events industry for all of my career, I want to get back to live events. Saying that then affects the business, because what's the market then? I think hybrid events are going to evolve and going to be there for a long time now. If not indefinitely. I think connectivity is important, and I think influencer market, you know, the inquiries for influencer markets is phenomenal for us, and doing that kind of experiential delivery element as well. So it's not just, you know, we can send boxes, FedEx, DPD, but we can also do the experiential side. So if it's a sustainability product and it wants delivering on all electric door to door, we can do that. If they want it delivering on a tricycle with people dressed in orange, we can do that. You know, so there's that complete flexibility in terms of the end delivery product as well, which I think is what sets us apart from being a courier, really.
Yeah, absolutely. And if people want to find out more about Boxzd, they can find it at www.boxzd.co.uk. That's www.boxzd.co.uk. I found the site and I've put theirs up. Jan, I haven't got a URL for you. What's yours? And I'll put that up on the screen too.
Hospitality-partnership.com.
Okay, leave that with me and I'll get that up on the screen too.
Thank you.
I noticed we had a comment from Simon Smith on the chat as well, who said we moved from exclusively backstage and hospitality hirers to working at providing the NHS with temporary waiting rooms. So I think, you know, this is just a demonstration of, you know, how you have to adapt to things. There's so many people on the group, you know, and I can think of quite a few. I'm not going to name them, but I can think of a few that have literally done a complete U-turn and suddenly, you know, had to adapt to something else. I think the worry and concern for us all is, you know, well, it's not a bad problem to have, but when things do get kind of back to normal, you know, we need to shoot back into that as well. But you might have another growing business there, like you, Dom, I guess.
Yeah, you know, I was just going to say, I think you and I have had these conversations about how we're adapting and changing our own businesses, and mine particularly has changed dramatically since March. That's not to say that we won't go back to live event filming, and that's not to say, in fact, we've been out this morning filming something, and we're doing a couple of things next week too. So we're still doing the odd live bit of filming even now, and we have to be very careful doing that now. And I wouldn't want that to go away, but at the same time, we've also established a really strong virtual event production business.
Yeah.
And I would be really disappointed that all of the work that we've put in since the end of March, really, if that were to suddenly disappear now. So there's an element of me that, not that I want things to stay as they are, because I really don't, but the hybrid world can definitely can definitely stick around. Because we've now got a business on both sides of that, and that works really nicely for us, and it works really nicely for the team that I've got behind me. That's a much more that business has a lot more longevity to it, I think, than having one of those in isolation. So it's an interesting time.
I don't know what you guys.
It's been a hell of a journey, and I don't want to underestimate just how difficult. It's all very well saying, oh well, we've adapted and we've pivoted and throwing out all the words to describe what's happened in the last 7 months. Anyone that's been part of that, it's been brutally hard work. It doesn't come easy. Business is still, it's got a little bit easier to find more recently, but it's been 7-8 months of really, really hard work off the back of for us, a really strong first quarter. January, February, March was amazing. And bearing in mind at that point, we weren't even 2 years old. Going into April, when all of a sudden, and I've told this story so many times, it doesn't matter anymore, but we went from doing very well in January, February, March, and in April, we turned over £400. And it was just an absolute kicker for everybody.
Yeah.
And I've never,
everybody was in shock
in the past, I've never turned over that little amount of money, but there was just nothing. And we were sitting home wondering what was going to happen. Neil, you and I started this show, and that was a catalyst for a lot of conversations happening, a lot of information being provided to people, and assistance and consultancy being provided. And actually, slowly but surely, we've managed to establish ourselves as a key player in the delivery of virtual events. But my God, it's been hard work. Really.
Yeah. I put it all down to the DW live show for you, Dom, being successful.
There's a good portion of it, Neil, definitely.
Commissions. So anyway,
Josh, I'm interested to know, because I know you were busy as hell, as you just said, leading up to this, and then it took a real nosedive. It would have hit you hard, and I'm going to take a guess that April was probably the month that it hit you hardest as well, because it seemed to be for everybody. But equally, bringing Boxzd to life can't have been easy, has it?
So it's brought some challenges and things, and kind of more adapting really in terms of resource. And you know, and I say this very gratefully, actually becoming very busy very quickly has been a challenge in terms of that sort of gearing back up.
Yeah.
Because, you know, obviously we kind of wound the business down in terms of the amount of the amount of resource, and
Yeah.
kind of all of a sudden,
Yeah.
you know, in the last couple of weeks, I've kind of not had enough hours in the day, really. So, but you know, that's an amazing thing. And if someone had asked me this, you know, in April, I'd have bit the hand off to be working 18 hours a day, you know.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Everything I said just now doesn't come with I'm grateful for everything that's happened.
Exactly, yeah.
But I think it's hard work, and those 18 to 20 hour days get long and very boring very quickly.
Yeah. No, I think it's a big part of it for me anyway, and I think probably all of us I kind of would make a kind of assumption on is, I think when you own your own business and you're kind of very busy all the time, it's not just about the money, it's about the activity. And for me, you know, being on tour, being on live events, that's a huge part of my life.
Yes.
And to lose all of that, and you know, be in a position where the business is this business going to survive? Are we going to have enough money to pay the bills next week?
Yeah.
But then to also be sat on your own at home all day, every day, doing nothing, is very hard for people like myself that live for that kind of activity.
You can spiral into a circle as well of, you know, I've almost got like the spirals towards depression when it's like that as well. So I totally get what you mean, because the people who work in events, all of us, we certainly, you know, there's easier ways to earn a living, but we all thrive off the buzz of doing live events and that highs, you know, the hard work and then the massive highs that you get from it. You know, they're as much as your payments as your actual wages, because you have a job that's really exciting and thrilling, you know, rather than just going to work and coming home.
For me, it was very much a turning point like that when we actually sat down and put the business plan together for Boxzd. It was, you know, I remember back to 2011 when I set my first business up, you know, where you sit at your kitchen table and you start putting pen to paper. And it was very much like, at one evening, let's open a bottle of wine, sit down and start writing some ideas down, and a concept that then turned into a business plan. And it kind of was exciting. And I got a little bit of mojo back doing it, because I thought, this is something I can really push, really focus on, and start doing deals and getting customers. And that's
creative, creating something.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So that was it.
So I'm just going to jump in. We've just had results of another poll. What would prevent you from reinventing? 71% of people said they'd be unsure about the future. 29% said the lack of security. So
sorry, Neil, I missed that poll, and I was just looking at something else that I was going to bring in. What can you say that again?
What would prevent you from reinventing? 71% said they'd be unsure about the future. 29% said they would worry about the lack of security.
I find that really interesting. And Josh and Jan, I'd like your opinions on that. But I would probably tend to argue the complete opposites of those, in the fact that I think right now, there is probably more uncertainty in the industry that we've all worked in for however long in recent years than there is in the virtual event world, for example. And there's probably more opportunity and greater security in the future of the virtual event world than there is in the live event world in the immediate term. So I'm actually really quite surprised at those numbers.
Yeah, I'd agree with you, Dom. I think the status quo really isn't an option for the majority of people right now, and nobody has a crystal ball, so it's unsure no matter what we do. You know, Josh has just shared all his successes, but nobody's really sure, so we just have to go for it, do your research, really believe in what you do. But yeah, there's no crystal ball, and it's uncertain anyway, isn't it, whether you remain doing what you're doing. And it's like hotels and venues who we're looking to work for, they have to change the way they are working. They don't have a choice. We're in this strange world and they don't have a choice. You have to look at a different way of working. Absolutely.
I think go on, Josh. Sorry.
No, I was just gonna touch on that, in that, you know, I know for our business, I can't speak for everyone, but our existing business was the most uncertain thing in the world anyway, because there is no customers at the moment, and we addressed that. You know, we identified that in March. So, and certain of the stuff we're doing now with Boxzd is, there's no certainty in anything, but at least we're doing something that, you know, is productive, is positive, and, you know, giving us some sort of kind of business activity. And I think in terms of Jan, just touching on hotels, the hotels that kind of do adapt, I think will really be the ones that thrive post, you know, pandemic, really. I know we're speaking to a couple of kind of hotels that have got really established brands. And what I mean by that is kind of large central London hotels that really want to adapt and use that brand to deliver things off site, in the virtual element, you know, kind of physical products that the hotels are known for, that delegates can experience at home, and those kind of hotels that are really doing things a little bit different, or, you know, just trying to adapt, I think is really good, actually.
It's another word I'd like to use as well is, you know, survival. You know, we're all kind of changing what we're doing to survive and get through this. You know, I've been very much an advocate of, you know, if you can't reskill and you can't retrain, you know, make sure you can do enough to kind of survive through to, you know, when things start going again. Because listen, there's nothing I want more than for the event industry to kick off again, and then everything starts. And then you think about it, we've got this added extra bit of business that's come from nowhere, the hybrid stuff. So suddenly, you know, we'll be able to do all these events in real life and be able to offer the hybrid options as well. So that will, you know, help yourself, Josh, you know, with delivering things out, Dom doing what he's doing, Jan doing what she's doing to help people to be, you know, to reach more people because of the new skills we've all learned, you know, with having to do all this, you know, online events that we've all had to upskill.
We all want to get back to face because there's nothing like that experience. But actually, the virtual and hybrid will just enhance that experience.
Yeah,
it's a bigger audience. So it's actually that this lockdown, this pandemic has made us recognise new opportunities. That it was always there. I know it was, but never so much as it is now. So that will just grow and enhance the experience. But same journey. I'm looking forward to getting back to face. There's nothing like touch, smell, feel. There absolutely isn't.
Yeah, right. I'm just going to jump in. Thanks, Jan. I'm just going to jump into the chat room. I've just noticed there's a couple of comments here. A huge question from Simon Smith. Interested into your views as to whether you think live events will ever come back as in the way they were in the past. Josh, any thoughts?
Yeah, definitely. I regretfully say I think it'll be a long time, but yeah, I think we'll get there. You know, particularly.
I don't think there's any, but it is a horrible situation that you have to accept that it's not going to be for a while, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I think you know, people saying next year or whatever. I think there's a naivety about the fact that, you know, you look at a gig venue at a 50,000 capacity. That we're a long way off that. We're a long way off that, in my opinion. You know, a humble opinion. Yeah. I'm certainly not a scientist, but I just don't. I think there's a real problem in terms of psychology when we come out of it. You know, vaccine comes around or whatever, or you know, governments say, right, everything's fine, go back to normal. And I was particularly talking about Temple Bar in Dublin, about, you know, if you've ever been to Temple Bar and been in a pub there, you will know the experience is unrivaled, really, in terms of you know, what that's like. And you know, you think about 500 people in a pub. So even if the authorities say go back to that, will people go back to that? You know, that will take time to adapt that mental kind of change. To go back to being in a pub where you stood like this with 500 other people pushing you and breathing on you and all this. So I think there's a psychological element, you know, behavioural science thing that happens when things go back to normal, and I think that'll impact events and all sorts of things, really. But you know, I know myself. You watch a TV program that's been recorded last year, and you think, what are all these people doing sat next to each other? You know, subconsciously, you sort of start to think like that. So I think that's been quite scary, really. But I don't know if I'm alone in that. But
How about you, Jack?
I think that'll be a problem.
Yeah, I think events will come back in time. We won't just switch a switch and we're all back to normal. That won't happen. It'll be a long time, because one of the biggest challenges as well will be confidence. How do we feel about getting close? Even if they said, no, you're all safe, everything's fine, you're all being vaccinated, they'll still be like, oh, can I shake your hand? Can I give you a hug? So there's going to be that consumer confidence. But we are social creatures, and we do need to hug and touch and smell as well. And it's strange, you just saying that, Josh, about like you're aware now of people being close, or if you see people being close. And I thought I had to have a word with myself the other day. I was driving along, stopped at some lights, and I parked. Well, I went quite close to the car in front of me, and I thought, oh, my distance, but I meant it, that, oh, keep yourself distance. It was like, oh my God, it's only happened once, and then I pulled myself back together. But it was just this, like, how we're conditioned now to make sure that you keep your distance, and it just really hit me. So no, it will come back, but it'll be a while, so we just need to keep things doing differently. And
did you see the comment from Mandy, Neil? It says, we've moved Page Learning and Development Academy now from classroom to online courses, and we're so pleased to have some great content coming out to help people upskill over the next few months. This has been a personal investment, but we think it will be worth it and help our hospitality colleagues if they're working or on furlough but wanting to learn new skills.
And training is going to be key, because we will have to work in a different way. And how do we deal with people that maybe not confident anymore? So training will absolutely be key as we move forward and as we get used to, I hate to say the new world or whatever, but a new way of doing stuff will be key.
And some people are saying, in the chat as well, it's the first time in 25 years. Joanne Penny saying, hi Joe, first time in 25 years having no events. It's been really hard to manage. And I agree, it's so difficult when it's a lifestyle that we're all used to. And then Simon says, but I'm not missing the 20-hour working days finishing at 2 a.m. We've all been there as well. I'm still doing things like that now. But as Anika said, it will. At the moment, she's got a better work-life balance. I think it's one of them, isn't it? When it comes back, hopefully we can get a good balance of, being busy and doing not too busy, just right. And maybe we've learned a bit from this about self-care and stuff.
Yeah, I do believe it's the universe trying to tell us to step back a little bit. What's important in your life? And yes, work and earning a salary is important, but actually just get that balance back, because it is important. It really, really is. And I do think this has happened for a reason, for a good reason. Yeah.
Okie doke. Well, we're just going to start wrapping it up in a second. Just want to give, the opportunity for any last thoughts, to tell us, exactly how you're, what's coming for your business, Josh, how you've enjoyed it. Have you enjoyed the journey, the transition from what you were doing to now, that kind of thing? Are you looking forward to the future?
Yeah, we're really excited about this and everything that we're doing at the moment. And I know the whole team are kind of really on board with it from our side, and it's going great. And we just wanna keep, doing what we're doing in the fulfillment and delivery side. And the boxes that are going out are looking fantastic. Quality is amazing. I'm not just trying to plug the business, but I'm really excited about the quality of what we're producing and shipping and stuff. So, really, really, really positive about it. Looking forward to some 20-hour days in the warehouse soon. We've got a phenomenal amount of product leaving us and coming in as well, because we're kind of doing fulfillment where clients are buying all their own delegate packs and print and stuff and shipping it into us, and then we're sorting it out. And there's going to be some exciting times ahead, I think, in the next few weeks where we start hitting capacity in the warehouse, which is all good.
And just to get you busier, it is
and
.co.uk.
Yeah, Boxzd ZD. That's us.
Oh yeah, I should have said boxzd.co.uk.
Yeah, I want a BOXD, but I couldn't get it.
Same question to you, Jan.
Yeah, you laugh at this one. Yeah, I'm really excited. I'm get excited. Yeah, genuinely really excited, really positive, and really privileged as well for the partners that we've got on board. So what we need to do now is absolutely get the product and the services out to market, making sure that everybody knows about it, because it is a great solution. But yeah, really, really so excited.
Good for you. Good for you. Well, listen, guys, it's been really good talking to you.
Sorry, Neil, let me just give Jan the same plug as well. It's www.hospitality-partnership.com.
Correct.
Yes. Good.
Thank you.
And we will put it on the wrap up as well later on, guys. So you'll be able to see all that information there. And if there's anything you guys want to comment, please do in the thread. And we hopefully share all this information. Thanks so much, you two, for coming on the show. We really appreciate you taking the time out to share, some of that information with us. It's been really, really useful. Thank you.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Yeah, thanks for having us. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks a lot. All right, guys. Thanks a lot. So, Dom, the most important poll in the world I just put up on screen. Are you planning to attend the DW Twas a Month Before Christmas party on the 25th of November? I've put a link in the chat as well, guys. So we really hope you can make it, because it's going to be a lot of fun. We have been having a planning meeting this morning with Chrissy, and it's going to be...
Let's talk about this, Neil, because I couldn't make said planning meeting, and I had a message, which I'm not going to read out, from Chrissy to about what my role for the Christmas party has now been nominated as.
Yeah, you better get down the gym, Tom. That's all I'm saying.
It's too late for that.
No, it's going to be really exciting. Honestly, we've got it's packed. It is going to be a packed party, guys. It's none of this just sitting there, and it's honestly, we're going to be doing stuff all the time. Chrissy's going to be doing it live from Australia, so we've got an international flavour. So yeah, get registered.
So I'm just going to go back on the main content of the show quickly, Neil, because Susie Aston's just commented, this has given me inspiration to push on with my new project. Susie, I think I know what your new project is, but do drop a note in the comments below and just let us know exactly what it is. But yes, get on with it, because you've got every bit of kit to go do that and do it really well. Yeah.
And Susie, make sure you keep your diary free for the 25th of November too.
Oh, yeah. Oh, say that too.
Yeah. So anyway, guys, make sure you register for the party. It's going to be brilliant. We've got about 150 registered already, so the more the merrier. It's going to be a really, really, really good night. Do not miss out. Trust me.
Are we sending out boxes for that, Neil?
What's that?
Are we sending out boxes for that?
Well, I should have kept Josh on the line and asked him that, shouldn't I? No, seriously though, we have got people who are wanting to get involved with kind of sponsoring it and being involved with certain things on there. So please drop us a line, info@thedelegatewranglers.com. If you want any kind of involvement with the party, we're just looking at kind of all options at the moment. So we just want to make it an amazing, party, really, something extra.
Dom, you're the pantomime dame, aren't you?
No, he's the back end of the donkey, is what he is.
You know what, Jack? I think you might have just found yourself a new role, my friend.
Right. Anyway, Dom, I think that's about it, isn't it? We are still finalising next week's show, guys, but it's going to be a good one.
Yeah, we don't have a time for that yet either, do we, Neil? Because I think you and I need to work out when we're going to be on.
Yes, we do. I think it was Monday, but let me double check.
I actually can't remember. It's all over the place, but we'll work it out, and I know you'll put that out for the group so people can see when it is.
Yeah. So, guys, thank you once again for your support. Keep watching the show. Keep dropping us lines about the show. How you think it's going or what you want to see on here, and we will keep making them for you.
We will indeed. Thank you very much. We literally do this to provide meaningful, valuable and useful content to you guys. We wouldn't do it if we didn't think it was still needed. We wouldn't do it if we didn't have the support of everyone out there. So we are very, very grateful that we get to do it. This is part of mine and Neil's adaptation to the new world. But we do actually quite enjoy doing it as well now. But But thank you very much. We will be back at some point next week. Keep an eye on the group, and Neil will put the information out there. Thank you very much. We will see you very soon.
See you guys.